Hello, and welcome to another episode of Wildness and Wellbeing. I'm Tim Jones, and today I'm here with Simon Heywood from Arcadia Tattoo. Hey Simon, how's it going?
I'm very well, thank you.
Good. So how did you get into tattooing in the first place?
So I started tattooing when I was about 25, just through an apprenticeship, and I tried all over, and in the end I ended up getting one just down the road, which was great. And yeah, that's it really. Through getting tattooed myself, I saw more and more work coming out that I didn't really think was the best, so just giving it a go myself and getting into it through a friend really, yeah.
Nice. And kind of what different types of tattooing do you do?
So I guess I specialise in portraits, any realism, any surrealism. I love the Japanese style stuff, so I tend to throw a lot of that in the mix as well. But I'm happy to take on any style of tattoo and any form of artwork, because I train to tattoo in any style.
Nice. And I think you mentioned to me before you've done ceremonial tattoos as well.
Yes, that's something I've started doing a bit more recently, bringing the spiritual side, bringing it back to what it was fundamentally originally why people got tattoos in the first place, through, with ceremonies. And so I've been doing a lot of sigils and stuff like that, like creating things for either magic or protection or anything they want, but encompassing it in a symbol that represents that, and then we do a ceremony around it, which is, I don't know, it feels a lot more how tattooing should be, not really based around the ego, more on, the essence of tattooing and what that means to you. Yeah.
Nice. And how did you get into the kind of spirituality side of things? Looking around your studio, you got a lot of crystal and other spiritual related objects.
I guess like a lot of people, just going through difficult periods of life, getting to a point in life where it's like there's got to be more than this, there's got to be more than just what they're telling us what we need to do, get married, get a house, and it's what else is there to all this. So I think I had a few moments where I had hit rock bottom, and then I pulled myself out of it through a few different means, using plant medicines and stuff like that, and it's just opening one door after another after that, really.
Nice. And you also trained as a Kambo practitioner as well?
That's correct, yeah. In 2022, that was another journey I went down, just through having Kambo myself to help me close certain doors and move into the next part of life, really, because it helps with cycles and addictions and depression, anxiety, all that kind of stuff. So I had Kambo with Lewis Powell. He's the owner of the KPA, the Kambo Practitioner Alliance, which now I'm part of. So I had a session with him, and yeah, it helped me massively. So I just knew it was something that I had to go in and do myself.
And for people that don't know what Kambo is, how would you describe it?
So Kambo is a secretion from a frog that lives in the upper Amazonian basin of the forest, and these frogs live in the trees. So the actual Kambo is a secretion that is taken from the frog. They're not harmed when they take it, and they're put right back after it. It's not like a lot of people tend to think it's a poison or it's venomous, which it isn't. It's got just peptides, alkaloids in it. So, and there's been scientific research and all this kind of stuff, all this stuff that we had to learn before we started using it, obviously. So yeah, you take the secretion and you put it onto the skin, but first you have to burn what we call gates. So we have to burn these gates into the skin, put the secretion on, and it gets into your lymphatic system, and it can do its work there.
What does it kind of feel like when you have Kambo?
It's not the most pleasant, like with tattooing, but I guess the familiar feelings you'd feel is initially it feels like your heart rate might go up a little bit, you start to feel a bit sick. We encourage you to drink quite a bit of water before we apply the Kambo, and that's what draws all the toxins and stuff from your body into this water, which is what you purge out. So I guess Kambo feels, even though it's not a poison, it feels like you're being poisoned.
Yeah. Wow.
But,
and is there anything else that's kind of helped you when it comes to your well-being at all?
meditation, breath work. I think meditation and going inside, really thinking about what these issues are and where they started, that I've had, that's helped a lot. Like I mentioned before, doing plant medicines throughout the years have probably been the biggest help, because they've opened up my inner world, and I've been able to get to the bottom of what all these persistent issues were.
Nice. And you're into the outdoors as well?
Yeah, that's another big thing that helps as well, just getting back out into nature and grounding yourself and just being one with everything.
Yeah. So what's been your favourite adventure you've been on so far when it comes to the outdoors?
Outdoors, I'd say the biggest one that was when I cycled across America. So I went from San Diego over to Florida and did the span of America, and learned a lot about myself and what I was capable in that time. And to me, that's the first time I felt completely free. And after that, it's just been chasing that feeling to get that back again. It was quite difficult to come back off something like that, like a self-supported trip, to then come back to regular life, having a 9-to-5 job. And luckily I work for myself and have done for a few years now, but yeah, that was difficult integrating back into regular life after that. So
how many miles was that?
I think it was just under 4,000. Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot. What was the most challenging part of that?
I think going through all the different extremes. You had the extremes of the desert heat, where it's in excess of 110 Fahrenheit, and then it just drops all the way down to, I had some really chilly mornings, going through Louisiana and stuff like that. I think the biggest challenge was just to keep your legs going and keep the pedals turning, But yeah.
Awesome. And have you got any exciting adventures planned for this year?
Just more trekking, I think. I'd love to do some more bike rides. I'd love to do Land's End John O'Groats. I haven't done that one yet. Yeah, I've done quite a lot around the UK, but I'd love to get back out into maybe Europe and do some cycling over there as well.
Awesome stuff. Thank you so much, Simon, for taking the time to speak to me.
Thank you.